Hello all, welcome back. Sorry it's been a little while, but it's a busy time of the month. And we're going to talk to you today about English fairy folk. Now, I do excuse my pug snoring in the background, but the weather being as it is, rain, more rain, I'm inside and not in the shed. So today I'm going to talk about a few different English fairy folk, and the first one, I don't know if you've heard of this one before, but her name is Jenny Greenteeth. Yes, Jenny, doesn't sound very nice, does it? Well, Jenny Greenteeth is a medieval English character in folklore, and she would call out to people who came too close. And she hid in lakes and pools and rivers and dark, murky waters. And he would call out someone's name to lure them close, or maybe just sing a song or make a noise so somebody was curious and went close to the water's edge, and then she would grab them by the ankle and pull them into the waters, and she would drown them in the depths. It was said that she once herself was human, but was cursed. It was also said that she was a hag, or a spirit, or a dark evil fae. She had green skin and sharp teeth, long green hair and long green fingers. Her story is a cautionary tale to keep children away from the dangers of rivers, ponds in which they could easily drown. She goes by other names such as Wicked Jenny, Ginny Greenteeth and Grin Teeth. Her name is also used to refer to the green duckweed that you can find on the waters that cover the surface. And the plant was serving as a clue as to where Jenny Greenteeth would lurk. Now, I'm also going to talk to you about some other fairy folk who are found more in northern England, sort of on the borders to Scotland, and especially in sort of Northumberland area. Now, these were kind of like goblin type creatures, sort of thing, and they were a reminder of the past bloodshed on the borderline between England and Scotland. Now, these trickster fairies represented violence and cruelty, and they would often soak their hats in the blood of their victims, hence the name the Red Cap. They were vicious and territorial, attacking anyone who would come close, and they would hide around fallen castles and ruins in the shadows, waiting to pounce on any poor person who was travelling past. They represented the dark side of the other world. Now, also English sort of folklore, you've probably heard of A Midsummer Night's Dream. Now, this is another story about fairies, and the main sort of character of the fairies was Oberon, and he was the king of the fairies. A powerful and sometimes a bit vengeful fae. He's in a subplot where he tries to manipulate the love lives of human characters by using a magical flower. Now, Titania was the queen of the fairies, and she is Oberon's wife, and she has a deep connection to nature, and she is involved in her own magical conflict with Oberon over a changeling child. Puck, aka Robin Goodfellow, now he is Oberon's mischievous servant, and he is known for causing chaos with his magic, especially with love potions, which lead to a lot of comedic confusion among the human characters in this play. The fairy servants in this play, Midsummer Night's Dream, were Peaseblossom, Cobweb, Moth or Mote, and Mustard Seed, and they were the servants of Queen Titania. So that's another sort of tale of fairies, English tales. Now another sort of fairy they're called hobgoblins, and they are mischievous, playful household creatures like brownies, helping around the home with chores, but if mistreated can become malevolent. They can be small, impish-like creatures, and they love milk, cream and bread, and leaving a bowl outside was a way of making them happy. In some traditions they can shapeshift into animals, cats and dogs. Another form of fairy, or sort of a relation to the hobgoblin, were boggarts. Now, it was said that if a hobgoblin was offended, it could transform into a boggart, a much nastier, more frightening household spirit. It was also said that the hobgoblin had boggart cousins. The boggart could haunt a house, barn or farm, making the milk sour, pulling off the bedclothes at night and pinching people until they bruised, tangling horses' manes and so on and so on. Families who moved to escape the boggart often found it followed them, proving it was bound to the family and not the home. Boggarts were also thought to live in marshes, scaring travellers at night. They are placed in England there's places in England to preserve this, which are Boggart Hole in Clough, Manchester, and also Boggart's Roaring Holes in the Yorkshire Caves. Now, often invisible, but when described, these boggarts were small, ugly and hunched, and they could shapeshift into shadowy figures. The boggart idea influenced later ghost and monster stories in England, and they gave us the words like bugbear and bogeyman, and is still used today to mean something frightening. Like you'd say, there's a bogeyman in the closet, and children often don't like closet doors open, or something under the bed. Anyway, we've also got, last but not least, are the Pixies of Cornwall. Now, the Pixies of Cornwall are charming and small and playful, and not usually harmful, but mischievous, often leading travellers astray in circles usually, and generally getting folk lost. They are deeply rooted in local culture, and you can find festivals and stories celebrating them, and they bring a magical element to folklore. And here's a little story. It's called The Little Boy of St Allen. A well-known tale from St Allen, near Truro. A little boy goes into a dell to pick some wild flowers and vanishes from all. After 3 days, the villagers find him sleeping in a spot where he was last seen. He tells the villagers that he heard a bird singing in the woods, and he followed the song. He said that he fell asleep in a jewel-strewn cave where some pixies gave him honey and sang to him until he was asleep. And when he woke, they had helped him back, and thus he was found by the villagers. He said that their appearance is small, childlike beings, sometimes resembling wizened old men, all wrinkled faces with red hair. They are said to wear clothes of natural materials and prefer earthly colours, and they often dwell in high moorlands, hills, groves and caves. One very important thing to note is that when they don't have any wings. Now, Joan the Wad was their queen, and it was said that at night she would guide travellers with her torch, which was called a wad, to their doom. Sorry about my dog snoring. He's a pug and he's quite loud. Anyway, I'm sorry it's been a bit of a while since I posted, but that's the time of year it is at the moment. I hope you're all well, and we've had a lot going on here as well, unfortunately, so that's another reason why I haven't posted. I will post as and when I can. I hope you enjoyed these stories about English fairies, and I hope to be posting again soon. So thank you once again for listening, and please like and subscribe, and thank you to all who have subscribed so far. Her hair is green as river weed, her eyes a cold still lake. She whispers through the quiet, reads a chill upon her breath. And if you hear her chuckle, near step back, beware her depth. For Jenny guards the deep dark pools, the hollow thick with fears, wandering every season as the shadows draw you near. In the hush of a midsummer's night, Titania wakes in silver light. The fairies flutter through the trees, soft as murmurs on the breeze. They paint the flowers with a dewy glow. They charm the streams that trickle slow around their queen in circling flight. They spin the magic of the night. And when the dawn begins to rise, they fade like stars in waking eyes. Yet in the leaves a shimmer stays, a whisper of their moonlit days. The Red Cap. In the twilight of the brackens, where the foxglove shadows fall, dance the red-cap fairies softly, tiny rulers of the hall. But beware the red-cap's fairies' path, their laughter hides a deadly wrath. They dip their hats in blood so red, from hapless souls they've captured bled. Through moor and marsh they glide at night, their cruel eyes flash with cruel delight. No kindly heart can tame their glee, for they are shadows wild and free. Step softly past their haunted fen, or join the ranks of the lost poor men. The red-cap fairies do not play. They haunt the living and take life away.